Good morning. We are doing a Pilates workout. It's about 6:30 in the morning from home today, so that means I can do a workout a little bit later than I would in the morning. So I'm just picking out my Pilates workout. I try to do like under 30 minutes in the mornings because it's just not feasible to do above that. So I'm gonna do this 25-minute express Pilates workout with Move with Nicole. I haven't tried this one yet, so we will see. But usually I'm getting a good sweat in and it's challenging. It says intermediate, so I'll see if I make it through. I feel like I'm still like between beginner and intermediate. Like there are some workouts where if it's beginner, I'm like, I didn't feel much of a challenge. So then I feel like I am sometimes intermediate, and then sometimes I'm doing intermediate and I'm like, I can't get through. But I think that's fine. Like that's what progression looks like. So anyways, let's do a workout. I just have my mat right in front of our coffee table. That's where I usually do my workout. So you're gonna come along with me for that. Already sweating, and it's also because it's warm and I didn't turn on the AC yet. It's kind of like my own version of warm Pilates, if you will, but now I am sweating, so I do need a shower and wash my hair because I didn't do it yesterday. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll get to breakfast because I need to eat something. I just finished doing the dishes because it was getting pretty gnarly up in there, so had to do that, threw a load of laundry in the wash, and then I made the bed. It's been a little bit less clean the last few days because we were really busy over the weekend, and that seems to be a pattern, is we're like getting busier on the weekends. Like there's just things happening, which is great. We love it. We love having fun weekends, but then it's like I don't have time to clean unless it's during the week. So today is a work from home day. It's a Wednesday. It's still like 7 in the morning, so I'm going to wrap up my free time by making breakfast and eating that before I start work. But usually work from home days, I'm trying to clean around the house, do some chores, so that these busy weekends it doesn't feel like we have all of the chores left for the weekend and piled up and so forth. So I'm gonna get, what am I gonna get? So I'm gonna make some deconstructed breakfast tacos, or migas. Migas is basically tortilla with scrambled egg mixed together, cooked together. I'm gonna add some turkey sausage. This is like the Polska turkey. I will do a picture of it if I can find it. It's just like that like round link of sausage you find in the deli section usually, and so I have a little bit of leftover. I think this is maybe like an ounce-ish. I'm gonna make that, and then I have some egg whites. I'm gonna do about half a cup, but I don't know if I have enough left in here. It's just like egg whites itself, so I have some eggs. I might crack an egg and use the egg white for that. And yeah, we're just going to get some protein in, and I'm also going to add some guacamole. I just get the pre-made kind because it's pre-made and I don't have to make it. And it works. And then some chunky salsa, reduced sodium. So let's make breakfast. I have all my things. I did make banana bread a few days ago, but I do need to put it away and freeze it because we don't usually finish it, and then I don't like banana bread to go bad. So I slice it up, freeze the slices, and then I can have banana bread without having to bake it again. Hot tip, freeze your stuff. So I'm gonna start by heating up some tortillas. I want the tortillas to be crispy. So I just use the Romero's whole grain corn tortillas. These are 32 calories per tortilla, which pretty good. So I'm gonna just do 2, and I'm going to tear it up. And this is how my grandmother did it. My grandmother was Costa Rican, my mom's Costa Rican, so I grew up on this. You just kind of tear it until it's like, you can cut it too, but you're basically cutting it up into bite-sized pieces. And then we're going to fry it in the pan. You can use regular oil to make it crispier, but because I'm not trying to add like a ton of oil, I do spray oil. It's not the same effect, but girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do, okay? Spray. I'm probably going to microwave this just to help it cook fast and throw it in with everything. I get a measuring cup and measure my egg whites. Okay, so we're gonna do, hopefully there's half a cup left. Okay, there's perfectly half a cup. So I don't need the extra egg. That's plenty for me. You can always up the servings however you wish. Do you. Tortillas. Spread them out so that they cook more crispy. I definitely like mine very crispy, so I'm gonna cook these for a little bit. I'm not adding anything to the egg whites, I'm just throwing them in because, you know, you can add things to it like cheese, milk, whatever you want, but I'm just gonna add them as they are. Once the tortillas are very crispy the way I like, I'll season with salt and pepper, and then I'll throw in the sausage. It's basically like a deconstructed taco, breakfast taco. And then I'll add my toppings. This is not rocket science. I'm not sure why I thought filming this would be like really important, but I'm gonna finish making this. Very exciting. And then we'll make a coffee that I've been trying out, my own pumpkin cream cold foam. I know, very exciting stuff. We'll get to that next. We'll get to that next. Okay. Now we are ready to make our coffee. So I have a frother. You don't necessarily need it, but I do recommend it for a pumpkin cream cold foam that I'm about to make because I am using pumpkin puree, and it's better if that's whisked really well. You can also just use a regular whisk if you want to go manual with it. So I'm going to do the cold setting for the frothing, but I'm going to go ahead and add my ingredients. I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons, probably pretty healthy 3 tablespoons of this Almond Breeze extra creamy almond milk. So it's a little bit more caloric than your average almond milk, but it's supposed to be creamier, which I do feel does make a difference with this coffee creamer that I'm about to make. So roughly 15 to 20 calories is what I will be siphoning out. Very slippery for some reason, so I have a rag. So I'm gonna do 3 tablespoons. I don't really prefer to do too much more because I'm going to be pouring the cream cold foam that I'm making over the stock cold brew, and it's not like it can be easily overpowered by a lot of creamer or sugar. So it's just like a weaker coffee. I feel like if you had a really strong coffee or a latte, you can go ham with like the milk content, but I feel like for this type of cold brew, you don't need that much. Like a little goes a long way. We're gonna add a packet of Splenda because that is my sweetener of choice. You can add regular sugar, you can add maple syrup, you can add literally any sweetener you want. I'm doing Splenda because it's just my preference. I will probably add a little bit more Splenda after because it didn't turn out as sweet as I wanted it to. Maybe I'll add in that now. Let me try that. I'm gonna add like another half packet just to like sweeten it up a bit more because I remember I did one packet before and it wasn't as sweet as I wanted. Okay, then we're gonna get some regular canned pumpkin puree and just do a tablespoon. I do feel like it's a little much. I mean, it's not like much in terms of calorie content, like that's not what I mean, but it's like a lot and it can make the coffee a little, not grainy, but there's a chance you might see particles. That is the pumpkin puree. This is why people make pumpkin syrup and you strain it and it gets this texture out. But I don't really care that much. It doesn't really impact me. So in she goes. Now I'm gonna froth it. Super simple. The only hang up is like, I feel like I have so much pumpkin puree. So I try to give some to Chewy because he can have that. And sometimes I'll make desserts with pumpkin puree, like a brownie. I'll use brownie mix and like mix a few tablespoons of pumpkin puree in it and microwave it. It's like a microwavable brownie. Which maybe I'll use the rest for, but I don't have any brownie mix, so we'll see. For now, that's gonna froth and I'm gonna pour my cold brew. It's my preferred cup, love it. We have our ice. I'm gonna pour a little bit of cold brew to about there, maybe a little bit more. Okay, if it looks like there's more room for coffee, I'll add more, so. Hey, I'm excited. This is one of those days where I've kind of like figured out all the meals I really want to have because I hate being like, what do I want to eat? And then like having no desire for anything, but I have a good idea of everything I'm excited to eat today. So it's kind of like what I eat today or what I eat in a day when it's a good day. And it's all food I'm making from home. So the only downside of making food at home is all the dishes. Like it truly does suck, but it is what it is. Okay, we are ready. It looks frothed. It's not gonna be like the frothiest thing. It's not your Starbucks pumpkin cream cold foam, okay? I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you to get that reality check, embrace it. This is our at-home version with less sugar and less calories, which is honestly a game changer. Oh wow, that's like perfect. Look at that. Oh shoot, I totally forgot the most important freaking ingredient. Pumpkin pie spice. Okay, I'm telling you right now, this is a very important ingredient that you do need to add. I would have added it while I mixed it, but I forgot. But please do that. Don't do what I did and make it and forget this part. But a few dashes of this, froth it, but I'm gonna add it now that I've already done it. I think it still does the same thing. I would say don't go too ham on this because then you're gonna start to like taste all the seasoning. But let's add it to the top. Ooh, okay, maybe a little, a little too much, but it's fine. We will live. So that now concludes our pumpkin cream cold foam. Look at how pretty she is, and the almond milk definitely makes a difference because I made this with my regular almond milk and it was not, it was just like not a good consistency. So yeah. Also, I would probably add a little salt. I totally forgot that as well. I just like adding salt, like a little tiny salt to things because, which maybe I'll do right now. Whoop, like a little salt. And that's because I feel like with seasonings, it really brings out like the seasonings more and the flavor. So I feel like a little salt definitely makes a difference. So, yay! Let's taste test. It's good. It's good because my expectations have been set, okay? It's not gonna be the delicious pumpkin cream cold foam you might find at a regular coffee shop, but it does hit the spot and kind of fulfills that. It kind of hits the cravings when you don't want to like go out and buy it, or you know, it's a lot of sugar. Like my biggest op are these coffee shops, and literally any beverage over 200 calories, I literally want to punch someone in the face, because tell me why ordering a boba, ordering a coffee is going to be over 400 calories. Because it's basically milk. I know, but we have just advanced so much as a civilization that I feel like we should have more options for having fun drinks that are like not like a meal replacement. Especially for me, because I'm short, so everything just, it doesn't go far. You know what I mean? I'm not like 6 feet tall and can consume anything I want. So this is my seasonal drink, and very excited about it. I do occasionally get my pumpkin cream cold brews here and there, but it's like once a week, if that, and I really plan around that because, and I also have a modified version of that coffee I will order at places like at Dunkin' Donuts, what have you. Like I don't get the like usual regular drink on the menu. I will sort of optimize it for myself, just based on what I love and what is good for me. So I'm gonna eat my breakfast, enjoy my coffee, and start getting prepared for work. Chewy always lays on the couch when I work from home. Sorry, my washer is like aggressive right now. I always let him lay on the couch and I just like sit here and work, and then I do typically try to get on the treadmill and work by around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and I do like an hour and a half on that, like walking, not running on it while I'm working, because that's physically impossible for me. But I have found a way to like walk and do work. Like it does actually end up being nice because I'm moving my body, and I now eat my food, which has been sitting here waiting for me, and I'm super excited. I have a version of these that I just make tacos, so it's really not cutting up the tortilla, but I fry the tortilla on the stove over an open flame. But today I felt like eating with a fork and not getting my hands dirty, so I also put on some ambiance, which I might switch over to Gilmore Girls and have that in the background, but we'll see. I don't remember if I have any calls today, so I need to figure that out. I have my handy dandy blue light glasses that I use for work from home when I have Zoom calls, because it literally covers my entire face and makes me look profesh. Yeah, I don't think I have any calls, so I should be in the clear. I think I might have one call at like noon, but that one's not that intense. Yeah, I think there might be construction people coming over because they're working on our neighbor's balcony, and I'm like, there's like random stuff in our patio, so I'm wondering if they'll be here any moment, because it is like now 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's usually when construction people start, so we shall see. I'm probably gonna get some work done and so forth. It sounds like the construction people are here, so who knows when I'll get back to you, but probably around my snack time, because I do tend on having a snack. My goal with walking on a treadmill is to have enough fuel to make it worthwhile. So it's definitely having to front load some of my food earlier before the treadmill walk so that after it I'm not like super crazy hungry, and then I just have like a light dinner and I'm good. So that's kind of how I've been operating, and it's worked out really well. So yeah, I'm gonna finish my breakfast to get started on work and listen to my autumn jazz ambiance. Okay, it is a little bit later and I really need like a snack. It's kind of close to 11:30ish, which is not really lunchtime, but I woke up so early that my body is already hungry even after my initial breakfast. So I am gonna get some snack stuff ready. Basically like a mini meal, which I'll share what it is, but like ever since yesterday I feel like I woke up on like the wrong side of the bed. Like everything is just so irritating. Like sounds, smells. I kind of, it almost feels like period sometimes, but I'm not on my period, like genuinely not. So I'm like, I don't know I don't know, I'm more sensitive right now. Like maybe I'm just hangry, if you will, and I need to work on the blood sugar thing, but everything is irritating. Like sounds are too grating, you know, and they like just too loud. That's what it feels like right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a snack. There's also been construction, so I'm just trying to tune them out. I have my AirPods 4. They're noise canceling, and they are a godsend during these times. So it hasn't been the worst, but I've just noticed that I've been a little bit more like on edge with like noises and like feeling like sensitive about it. Chewy is just absolutely asleep, and I wish I was him right now. It's been snoring, and I can't blame him, honestly. So yeah, let's get my snack together. I think I'm gonna take a lunch at like 1:30ish so that I have enough fuel for the treadmill close to like 3 p.m. My treadmill setup, I have a few things on it I need to clear, but usually I move the desk and place it in front of the treadmill, so then that will be good to go. I have a bunch of stuff that I've been gathering and I need to kind of sift through the next few days, because this weekend I have a practical magic themed picnic I'm doing with some book club friends on Sunday, and I kind of like created it, so I want to get like some fun decor pieces, and my goal is to use everything that I already have, except I did purchase this picnic basket at Goodwill and it was only $8. So I've been trying, other than like the craft stuff that I'm gonna bring, they're like little paint canvases. Sure. It's like these little canvases, so we can do a little craft party, because I'm just like big on group settings where we have like a little activity that's like kind of relaxing and creative. I don't know, that's just me. But, you know, everyone can do their own thing. They don't have to do this. It's not like a craft party specifically. It's just hanging out at the park. And I'm kind of big on a theme. Me and my family just love a good theme, love a decor setup. So I'm bringing some fall stuff. I don't know if I'm going to bring this, but I have like some lacy bits. I'm going to use blankets I already own. They're not like the most aesthetic and fall autumnal practical magic vibes, but we're going to make it work because I don't want to be purchasing stuff I don't need, other than the basket. Once again, I did purchase that. I do feel like it will be useful, and I'm going to just store it in my car for like when we do go do these things. But other than that, everything, and the craft set that I clearly bought for my friends or whoever wants to participate, I am mainly using all my own fall decor and things I already have, like these little vases. Got these a few years ago, and I actually have a whole ton of them, but I'm only going to bring a few. In fact, I might even just bring 2. I think this might be too much, because the whole goal is to just have it be chill and not overwhelming for me. And I feel like I go overboard sometimes, which isn't like a bad thing. Like going all out on stuff isn't always a bad thing, but sometimes it can be overwhelming. So I'm just gonna use what I have and not, you know, do a little setup, but not like really try and go crazy on it. This weekend's actually gonna be a pretty busy weekend. We have Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios in LA on Saturday, and we're gonna be going around 2 p.m. so that will be kind of like an early entry day. Like, we got the version where you can go into the park early essentially, so we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be our first time for both of us, and I have no idea how I'm gonna react. I don't know if I'm gonna just be like scared, which I think I will be, but also just like the way I respond, I don't know if I'm gonna be, I don't think I'm a screamer, but I might be like someone who laughs nervously. I know, I don't know if I'm the right audience, but I'm gonna go in with an open mind, open heart, and do some cleansing energy rituals before, just in case. I just don't want to get scared or be targeted, so we'll see. I don't think I'm that kind of person, but you just never know. Anyway, so that's gonna be like a whole day on Saturday. Basically, getting to LA is gonna take time too, so it's just gonna be a full day affair. So Saturday's booked, and then Sunday is the picnic, which I had planned weeks and weeks ago, and the Halloween Horror Nights was kind of a last minute addition, and I was like, do I want a full weekend like this? But it's fine. I have this whole week, I have not had any social events, so I'm really utilizing this time to just take care of the home, do the things I want to do that are chill before feeling busy and, you know, stimulated on the weekend. So the Practical Magic picnic is supposed to be chill, and I'm trying not to go overboard, therefore using what I have and the food that I'm going to bring for myself or to share with people, which is kind of like bring your own picnic vibe. I'm just going to Trader Joe's and picking up stuff that's already made. I'm not baking anything. I don't have time to, like, I physically don't. So I feel like a part of me would be like, I need to hand make something and make it really like quality, but I don't have time, and literally Trader Joe's cookies are just as good, and if no one eats them, I won't feel bad because I will bring them home and eat them instead of feeling bad that no one eats something I made and slaved over essentially, and try to squeeze that in this busy weekend. So I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's in the next few days, pick up some snacks, and everyone else can be responsible for bringing what they want to eat or drink, but I brought my craft contribution. I feel like it'll be fun and chill. So yeah, that's gonna be my weekend plan. Therefore, why I'm trying to like prep right now, because by the time Saturday comes, I won't have time to prep any of this. So I do need to do it today and tomorrow and the next day. Okay, so I had to film on my phone because my battery charger needs to be charged. The spare I had is not fully charged yet. So I'm eating some overnight oats. These are my brown sugar, maple brown sugar, and pumpkin spice overnight oats. I will put the recipe in the description. It is so freaking good. It's like the best autumn overnight oats I've ever had. And I kind of like got inspo from a base brown sugar overnight oat recipe, and I just added pumpkin spice essentially, and then just now I added some banana strawberry, and I'm just gonna mix it a little bit. So for my toppings, this is honestly a game changer. I do roasted pecans, so I just buy the chopped pecans and then I roast them on the stove. So I'm gonna do a tablespoon of these, and this is a half tablespoon. So I'm gonna do 2 scoops with one hand. There we go. So that's 1 tablespoon, and then I'm gonna do a tablespoon of this oats and honey granola. I just try to get granola that's like the least calories, because it can get really, especially with seeds and things like that. I'm doing 1 tablespoon, so I'm gonna do 2. Oh, got like a cluster. There we go. I try to do the lowest calorie just because, you know, this will last me forever, which I'm not upset about, but it's just Be Kind oats and honey granola. I also like the Target brand Good and Gather vanilla one, and then I have some roasted and salted pumpkin seed kernels, the pepitas, and I'm just doing like a little sprinkle, like a little bit, again, because nuts and seeds add up, so I feel satisfied having this amount. But if you want to go ham, go for it. You know what I'm saying? This is what it looks like. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm telling you, it is so good. And you can really do whatever toppings you want. And also, if you don't like pumpkin spice, you could just swap it for a different spice of your desire, you know, like cinnamon, or, you know, opt out of that. And it's a good like brown sugar maple flavor. So you could literally add anything to this, which I think is really cool. But this, I really found an amazing recipe with this. So very proud of myself. I will put it in the description, like I said. So excited to eat this.
I gave you the best of everything. I made sure you had the finest opportunities. And I am so tired of hearing about how you were suffocated and I was so controlling.
Construction is very much underway. I'm essentially trapped in my house because they're like all on my porch to work on the balcony above us, but we survive. I'm actually so grateful I live in a home that has like a running bathroom and like water, and like everything I need is here that I wouldn't need to leave the house. Like I have food, I have a bathroom. I'm genuinely grateful that I have that. This is my lunch today, and it is a chicken sausage, half a cup of cottage cheese with mustard. Again, kind of like a deconstructed hot dog. Deconstruction is the theme for today. 2 mini sweet bell peppers, some carrot, and a celery stick. And I'm gonna eat this, see how I feel. I feel like I still have a headache, so I don't know if that's a hydration issue. It kind of feels like a hormonal headache, or just like tired. I don't know, maybe my eyes are just tired from screens. I don't know, but I'm gonna eat this. I feel hungry, but I'm not like starving, so I don't know that the headache is induced with lack of food. And now it's about 2ish that I'm taking my lunch, so I'm just going to eat this, hopefully digest, and then by 3 get on the treadmill to do some walking. And I don't necessarily feel energetically like I want to do that, but I do it because once I'm walking, I do feel good. I try to remind myself that like I may not always feel up to it at the beginning, but I do love the feeling I get after it. So I just try to hold on to that, you know? But actually, in the meantime, I have been making a list for Trader Joe's that I want to go in the next couple days to get some stuff. It turns out I do want to actually make a pretty fun charcuterie thing, if not for sharing, which I do intend to share, at least for myself. So I'm like writing down all these things. I'm like, oh, actually I want like to bring a lot, but I think I feel comfortable bringing like one main thing, right? Like charcuterie would be cheeses, salami, crackers, a little bit of fruit, and then I already have vegetables that I can bring, and I might just get some hummus. So I feel like because I have that, I have strawberries, I could bring those. I kind of have stuff I can bring, but then I'm gonna get some dip. I love the everything bagel dip. I'm gonna do that. Gonna pick up 2 different chips, or at least 1 depending on what they have, but I love the pickle chips and the brown russet chips, brown russet potato chips at Trader Joe's. So good. And honestly, I would eat that after the fact. So it's like, if I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's, I might as well get the snacks that I like and have that for a while. I'm just gonna continue making my list, but I kind of solidify that that's like gonna be my dish that I bring. I'm gonna bring, actually I'm gonna get 3 cheeses, I know, but to be fair, one of the cheeses is gonna be kind of tiny, and depending on how many people eat it, it could last for a little while. And the cheese that I don't finish, I will just save it and make it with other food. But yeah, I think I have a good mix. Like I feel like it's reasonable, but also not gonna be too small where it's just like 1 cheese and 1 set of crackers. It's gonna be a little bit of a variety. And then I don't really know what cookies, sweet treat I want to get from Trader Joe's, but I kind of want to see what they have for fall. Maybe I'll look up some TikToks, see if there's anything interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna eat my food now, make this list, and continue on with our day. So this is the setup. We love it. I have like 3 ACOTAR books propping up my work computer, and then I have the standing desk, as you can see, and the treadmill and are here. And yeah, I'll just kind of walk for about 80 minutes or so. I go on 3.4 speed, which I feel like for me works because I kind of save the work that doesn't need, you know, I mean, I can do most anything while walking on the treadmill. If I was doing something super intricate with like editing or like something, then maybe I would not save it for this time. But pretty much anything else is free game to do. I have my water. I do have a liquid IV. That actually seemed to help my headache, so I feel a lot better. And maybe it was like a hydration thing, but I have my glasses, which is really helpful for especially the treadmill because I'm kind of further away from the computer, so this helps me see things really well. And yeah, we're just gonna go for the next 2 hours-ish. I mean, hour and maybe a little over an hour, hour and a half at most. And then I will stop at that point. I like to go at a faster speed because I feel like I get more out of that and it makes it so that I don't have to walk as long. So that is my reasoning. We're gonna work now. Someone ready to go potty? Okay, can we let mommy pick you up so that you, okay. His special elevator system, aka moi. You wanna go potty? Yeah, it's time to go potty. We gotta go. We gotta go. Just piles of stuff everywhere. Still a suitcase that's been here for like a month that we have not put away. It's great. Boxes. It's, you know, glamorous. I like to call it clean mess. Organized mess, if you will. I'm gonna take him out. I'm actually gonna turn the oven on because I'm gonna make dinner. I'm making a pork loin dinner with asparagus and veggie pasta, so very excited about that. And I gotta get a move on that since Shamik will be home soon. He'll actually be home earlier, so I'll have time to make dinner, but I gotta get Chewy out the door. So we're gonna go on our little walk. I'm so tired. Gotta stay hydrated. It is now 7:45. Time has passed. Took Chewy out, made dinner, and then I ate it and forgot to film it. So then I filmed after I ate the food that we ate. I did want to share before I wrap up with this day in my life vlog, work from home, what I eat in a day, but I sort of failed showing you the end. Oh, and then I did have dessert. I always usually have dessert unless I'm like really, like I had a sweet treat earlier in the day that I considered a dessert. I had some brownie brittle. It's like kryptonite. It's so good. Brownie brittle chocolate chip. And there's a dark chocolate version as well. I could eat the whole bag in one sitting. I just know it, but I can't because it's just, then it's all gone and then I'm sad kind of thing. So wanted to share some things I've been doing to try to like do in the evenings to chill. I'm reading 2 books right now. I actually went ahead and wrote a TBR list for the rest of the year. And I really, because I've been not in a reading slump, I've focused on books that I really want to read. I still have my book club books that I'm reading, and I kind of like, depending on the book we select, I may or may not participate, but for the most part the rest of the year I'm trying to participate as best I can. I have literally September through December, and then I have like a backup list of things depending on the mood. But for September, I want to read Son of the Drowned Empire. That is in the Daughter of the Drowned Empire, or the Drowned Empire series, which if you have not read those, please do. The book I'm reading is Son of the Drowned Empire, and it's technically like a 0.5 book, so it's not like part of the main, it's part of the storyline, but it's like a side prequel. The second book that I'm currently reading alongside is Where the Library Hides, and it is by the author Isabel Ibanez, and it's the second book in the duology, I believe, of What the River Knows. So I have been holding on to this book for like maybe a year at this point because I frankly have not read it for not wanting to finish it. Like, I don't want this to end. This is like the Mummy movie fantasy that I've always wanted to read. So for me, it's just like I don't want it to end, but I did pick it up and I do want to read it. So I have been reading it. I'm like a little bit of a few chapters in, but so far the Son of the Drowned Empire has been catching my interest, so I'm trying to kind of maybe wrap that up. Maybe I'll get through some of that tonight. I kind of have been tag teaming between the two. So I do have a third book that I don't think I'm going to get to, but it was going to be Daydream, which is like contemporary romance. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get to that. So I may have to nix that because the next book I need to read is Heartless Hunter for my book club. So I've included that in my list because I'm aiming to try to read it. But Heartless Hunter is my technically September to October. I do need to start reading that next weekend. I do really want to read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I bought that from Barnes & Noble. It's happening. I feel like that's going to be such a vibe. So I'm kind of ready to dive into that one. I might swap out Daydream and actually jump into Pumpkin Spice Cafe pretty soon. If I can get these two books wrapped up, I'll move on. That's the key here, is I have to finish the books I'm reading to then move on to these other books. I'm not going to just start reading everything. I don't mind reading 2 to 3 books at one time, but I think more than that, I'm like, some of these are going to get lost in the fold, or they're going to take a really long time. I haven't even mentioned the audiobooks that I'm still listening to, but those are just like purely commute or cleaning audiobooks. Like, I'm not worried about those. Those can take as long as I want to finish, in my opinion. I also really want to read Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I actually have that book as well, and it's been sitting on my shelf for probably a year, so I would love to read that as like a Halloween fantasy book. And then depending on if I really want to start picking up the pace, in November I plan on reading some other book club books by this point, but The Warrior of the Drowned Empire would be the next book I want to read. I do want to buy that. And then A Curse Carved in Bone, which is a Fate Inked in Blood series. It's like a Viking fantasy. Very fun. So those are my November books. They're basically 2 fantasies, but we'll see how I'm feeling. May need more time to finish those books. So I kind of only have 1 book in December, depending on how I'm feeling or kind of the vibes I want. But I have A House of Flame and Shadow. I want to start that in December. I don't know that I'm going to finish it. Probably not, because it's girthy. But House of Flame and Shadow, I want to finish the Crescent series. So a lot of the books I have are like books that I've had on my shelf that I've been wanting to read and just haven't, and then finishing series that I just haven't finished. And I kind of want to get through those so that I can like open up to new stuff. And I forgot, there are a few books from my book club that I do need to include. So one of the series is A Court of Winter series, which I really liked. It's A Court of Winter series by Krista Street. The books are actually pretty quick, or at least the first one was. The next one is Thorns of Frost, and that is an October book. So I do actually need to put that on my October list. Thorns of Frost. Yeah, I think I'm going to move up the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I think I can get through that like in a weekend, honestly. Like, if I was dedicated, I could get that kind of book done really quickly. And then the last October book we're reading is Gothicana. So I do need to add that one as well. Ooh, that's a lot of books. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make all of these, but I'm trying, you guys. I'm so behind my Goodreads goal, which it's fine. Like, I don't really care about reading a certain number of books. To me now, it's like I want to read these books because I'm excited to read all these books, and I kind of am frustrated that I can't get through all of them, and I don't also want to rush through them. Like, I really want to enjoy them. And I feel like when I'm rushing and I'm like, I couldn't even feel anything about this book because all I cared about was rushing through it just to meet a quota, which is not the point for me in terms of enjoying reading. So, and then the next book club book in November is The Enchanted Greenhouse, which is the Spell Shop book series, book 2. I loved the Spell Shop. It was such a cute, cozy fantasy, and The Enchanted Greenhouse sounds perfect, and I will be buying that book because I love it. Okay, yay! I'm really excited. All of these books are really exciting to me, and I know I will probably get through most of them, maybe not all of them, but fingers crossed. I'll end with, I have been trying to practice writing more frequently, and it's been a struggle, a constant struggle with writing, and I've had to talk to my therapist about this in our last session because several reasons why writing has been very difficult. And you know, when you think about artists and how like they wrote from a lot of pain, like if you think about Taylor Swift, for example, she wrote a lot of breakup songs. There's like a lot of pain that she used to make her art, and I feel like a lot of artists in decades, hundreds of years ago, used their pain or frustrations in an artistic way and created beautiful things. And there's so many artists I can't even name at this point, but I think you understand my meaning, where it's like they were able to take their pain, still use their artistic creativity. Whereas I feel like when it comes to my challenges or my pain, my personal pains, I feel like it actually hinders my creativity, and I feel frozen. I feel kind of nihilistic about it, where it's like, what's the point of creating art? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if anyone else gets that, but for me, it's like I almost need to be in at least a peaceful or like happy place sometimes in order to feel creative. I don't often feel like being in a lot of pain and heartache. I have found that to be a successful motivator. So anyways, I'm trying to avoid like feeling extremes, like, oh, I have to feel really happy to be writing, or I have to be feeling really sad and therefore inspired by those emotions. I'm instead trying to find some kind of middle ground, like some kind of fulfilling practice of writing. And I think a lot of that has to do with detaching myself to the end product, because I think when I think about writing, my constant inner voice is saying, hey, like, you want to be published, you want to be published, you want to be published, time is flying by, why aren't you published yet, why aren't you going after this, time is going, time's almost up. And it's like, girl, it's making me anxious, just like even saying my inner voice right now. And like, no one's doing that to me, it's myself. It's really painful though to like feel like your creative art is being stifled or challenged by things kind of outside of your control. And also my emotions, I feel like I don't really want it to be constantly like picking up writing and then putting it down because of my feelings all the time. I'm trying to develop a practice that's like more consistent and grounded than that. And it's more like the process of writing and the journey of writing is what I enjoy the most, and not putting so much pressure and value in the end product, like publication, for example, because that's not really promised, that's not really in my control. But what is in my control is my daily consistent practice of writing and showing up to that. And it doesn't really matter if it ever becomes published, because that's not why I do it. Like, really, at the end of the day, that's not why I do it. It would still be amazing to share that with people and have it be published, but I think that deep down, my creative soul is like, no, you have to enjoy this for you, because you've always enjoyed this for you. Ever since I was able to even know how to write, this was always something I enjoyed because of the actual flow and process of it, not necessarily like the deliverable I gave at the end of the day. Yeah, I've been really trying to connect with my inner child on that. And one of the ways I have been doing that is getting back into writing and college rule notebooks, which I used to do when I was little. So I have just been writing some little bit of stories, just scenes in my head. There's one story I've just been kind of daydreaming about, so I've just been writing it down in this notebook. And it's nice because I do like writing in a laptop, and I eventually would transfer a lot of this over and even return to some of the stories in my laptop right now on Scrivener, which is what I've been using. I think I need to like handwrite. I just feel like technology right now is just so all-consuming of my everyday that it just feels therapeutic. Like I'm reconnecting with myself by handwriting, and I really do feel it. Like I feel a sense of awe when I'm doing it. I feel that creative fulfillment when I'm writing on paper. So for now, that's what's working. I just wanted to share about these other hobbies and activities that I'm trying to balance in my day. And usually on a day like Wednesday, if I'm not finishing editing a video, which actually I do need to finish scheduling a video, so I might need to hop on that first. I usually try and read or write a little bit before bed, or I'll do it on my lunchtime or in the mornings, but I do at some point try to fit it in, just like a workout. Like as much as I try to fit in a workout, I'm trying to fit in these other things, and it's not sometimes a daily thing, but it's most days, and that's good enough. That's good enough for me. I think I'm gonna wrap up this video with that. Chit chat. Thanks for sitting with me. I hope you're doing okay wherever you are. I know we're all experiencing our own realities right now. I'm holding on to how grateful I am for the home that I have, the family, the dog, you know, the fact that I can work from home and like make my own meals. It's not lost on me that, you know, running water, laundry, knock on wood, because I've been there when things have been, you know, hard or challenging, but I think right now I'm in a state of enjoying things and just being grateful each day, no matter what might come up. So I'm grateful for you for watching, if you finished to the end, and hopefully I will catch you in the next video. And yeah, appreciate you so much, but take care, and I will see you next time.